All right, Internet, welcome back. We are ready to go with our second part of Session 3 here. Our party has heroically defeated the ghosts of the manor and the farm village that they set out to find. And they have spent a little bit of time resting up, and in the morning, they have looted the absolute bejesus out of the manor and the village. Official terms. You will all receive 1,200 gold pieces worth of valuables. None of these are gold coins. These are paintings you've taken off the wall, scissors from another plane that you used to cut a thread with, a silk cape, the fork, the diner, the silverware, right? Maybe there's a few abandoned jewels. Some of the iron heads of tools, perhaps in abandoned villages left. You go through all of them. Everything that seems a little bit valuable or something you could take to Ansham and perhaps have another adventurer pay for, you pack away. This is worth 1,200 gold. For the purposes of our encounter here, this gold weight will be nebulous. It just exists. It's on your person. I'm not worried about who's tracking it. Perhaps it goes in the genie's portable hole for a while. He just has a very cramped living area. But also, you find a couple of other things. You find 2 potions of healing that look identical to the clay jars that you found previously, Acme. So they are 2 potions of healing. You have found an oil, some kind of magical, slippery looking oil. After spending the morning with it, maybe the night, you find this to be an oil of slipperiness that has been absconded away. You have also found 2 working scroll cases. The scroll case is one, a scroll of Speak with Dead, and the other is a scroll of Revivify.
Oh, that's so powerful. All right, good to know. Now, do you have to be the level of the spell to be able to cast it from a scroll?
You have to be able to cast the spell in order to learn it, I believe. But you do not have to be the level to cast it, right? So you could,
if you're level 1, you could
if it is on the scroll, you could consume the scroll to cast the spell. Yes.
That's amazing. All right, well, good to know. I'd say 2 of you guys should each carry a potion of healing for the moment.
Yeah.
Grumpus
Rumble.
volunteers.
Yeah, you take one. Udric, do you need one?
Healing potion? Yes.
All right. You too.
All right.
And then let's just say that the wizard is carrying the spell scroll for the moment, just in case it comes up.
It'll come up. Don't you worry. And Revivify is real soon.
Revivified.
All right. With all of that looting and hooting taken care of, the party is set to continue its exploration. Who amongst you is going to be our leader for this new day of exploration that is upon us?
I think it's Udric this time around. As they are leaving the manor jam-packed with stuff. Udric will... out of game. Question, party. We were going to move a hex and then explore, right? We're not going to just explore this hex, correct?
We pretty much did explore this
I would
hex?
assume, yeah. I think we moved, yeah.
Yes, so the major location in this hex was found, clearly. It was the farmhouse that you were looking for. The hexes themselves can contain more than one thing. When you discover something, if you are successful, you will discover a thing. Whether it's the major thing, the minor thing, you will discover something. Not every hex has like something major. Not every hex has like tons of stuff, but not every hex has only one thing. There can be multiple things in a hex. It's up to you to figure out whether it's worth it, what you're doing about it. So in response to have we explored this hex, technically you haven't spent a point to do it, but you have found the big obvious thing in it and explored it. There might be more. It's a miles-long hex. There's just one farmhouse in here, but there are 28 and a quarter square miles, I believe, in these hexes.
I mean, I don't mind spending a point just to be sure
Yeah.
we've cleared it.
Yeah, I think that's the plan. We're gonna, because we have a nice safe-ish place. We have a place we can rest. We have a bunch of stuff. We're gonna slowly walk around, look around, and try and get a little more information as to exactly what happened here. Besides, ghosts killing everyone and some guys sewing them all into a.
All
horrible
right.
menagerie.
Of your 6 exploration points for the day, you will spend 1 of them exploring this hex, the many miles in and around this farmhouse, looking for what you might find within the grasslands. You are leading the way, Uldrick. Is there anything in particular you do as you're searching? How does that methodology look like?
So Udric is simply going house to house. I think he's learned at this point that the Eldritch Blaster door approach is a generally safe approach. So he's, Wild West sheriffing it,
All right.
walking up to a door, blasting it. looking
You
inside.
have explored the entirety of this village. You can blast every door of the house. Your search of this hex is going to go beyond it. You're going to search the miles of grasslands in this hex that surround the village. Right?
In that case, he would look for any signs of people or civilization.
Okay.
If something maybe attacked these people at night, maybe a kid got out. Maybe some animals ran off, and there's some tracks of some goats or something.
All right.
We
You
still
look-
haven't figured out why this area managed to stay so intact.
Yeah, we don't know a whole lot
All
about this
right.
area.
You start looking for other signs of life as you circle out away from this village, perhaps going to find what might lie at the root of its mysteriousness. But before you do, as you lead your party around in search of people, this is a dangerous and untamed part of the world. Please, if you would, give me a D100 as we might find ourselves an encounter. That is a 19. This part of the grasslands continues to be fairly peaceful for you all. A cool breeze helps deal with the summery, hot air of the sun beating down. The sweet smell of the grasses clear out the noxious remnants of that cellar below. As you discover around, go ahead and roll me either a perception wisdom or a survival wisdom check, please, Uldrick.
Survival. Okay.
All right, that is a 6. Unfortunately for you, despite your searching and your wandering through these grasslands, you don't find anything in particular of note. You find lots of fields of small flowers, some wildlife, maybe a small game trail, not one large enough to actually use for the city, but you eventually wander your way throughout the hex, and after about 4 hours of searching, you decide to give up the ghost, at least for now, finding little of value.
I found a clover, guys. Look.
Yes.
Oh, give me that! I need that. Oh, no,
Excellent.
never mind. That's a 2-leaf. Don't.
All right. Who will lead us next?
I'll go.
Okay.
I'll spend another exploration point exploring this hex, and I think that my tactic is a bit different.
Okay.
I am more, like I said, I'm more interested in what sort of magic preserved this, because it felt like there was a distinct magic between the manor house itself and how the village ended up so well intact. And I think my strategy here is to sort of see the extent of that magic radius, and because at some point, if it was a village, then there were like paths or roads leading out of it to other civilized areas. Probably one towards Ansham, I would assume. And there had to be like farmhouses on the outskirts, and so I'm trying to see like, is there a certain point at which you can tell clearly like the civilized area got overgrown,
Okay.
and sort of deduce some like maybe the limits of the magic and try to find some extra information that way.
All right, you are going to spend your time looking for the limits of the magic, looking for areas of rapid and overgrowth of the grasslands. While you sort through the grasslands that you just wandered through, go ahead and roll me a D100 and let us see if there are any obstacles or threats that take you along the way. A 14, no. You continue to have a clear, unobstructed, unmolested day out in the grasslands as you search for the edges of the arcane influence you suspect upon the grounds. I want you to either roll me a Arcana. Your casting modifier is Intelligence.
I'm a druid, so wisdom.
Wisdom. I want you to roll me Arcana Wisdom, or I want you to roll me Nature. Nature Intelligence probably will stick with. Your choice to try to find these limits that you are looking for.
I think nature intelligence will still probably be better than Arcana Wisdom.
Okay.
Because I don't have proficiency in Arcana. So I will do that. Is anybody... I suppose this is just a thing I have to roll on my own, so I will do that on my own then. Let's try it. Why not? Let's do it.
A 22.
22.
You are successful in finding yourself a discovery here. As you are searching this area, you will come across you come across an interesting sound ringing across the grasslands. It sounds like steel striking through wood. And after a moment of hesitation, you decide to follow the noise. You and the party will eventually come across a small wooded area, a copse of trees that appear not native to the grasslands around you. Inside the copse, you will find a shrine. The shrine is simple, made of wood. And inside, a blade rests, laying on the shrine's kind of like offering. You will see also a stand next to the shrine with 5 large wooden stumps of various heights lined up in a row. A small inscription on the shrine is legible. It is an old and ancient language, much like reading Shakespearean English or older, but you are able to make out. It says something along the lines of, take up my blade and demonstrate thy skill. Best my test, and thy strength is yours.
Oh, is it gonna cut off somebody's arm, Greg?
Just like that.
Is this a shrine of the warrior?
This is definitely a warrior's shrine. Yeah,
I got this, guys.
Can we tell, like, based on any religious icons or whatnot, like what sort of like who the deity is?
The specific deity I don't believe has a like name here. This is definitely a warrior. The warrior of the 9, I believe, 10 that are found in temples would definitely claim the shrine. Whether it is specifically his or not, you would not probably know. But there is no specific name or iconography here.
Let's just call him the warrior then.
This is a distinct challenge, right?
Absolutely, yep. You are being challenged.
And it says pick up the weapon and it happens, right?
Pick it up and go, and I'm going to help you out.
I'm gonna
This is
stand back
my-
and let the warriors in this group do it.
This is my calling.
All
Go
right.
for it, bro.
If you wish to attempt the test, you must pick up the weapon, and you must make a weapon attack roll using the blade in the shrine. It has the stats of a simple longsword. There is a cumulative DC 5 to break each stump. So if you roll a 5 on your attack roll, you will break one stump and leave the rest standing.
Hang on, I'm dragging over at Monosword. 1 second.
Grumpus, are you like getting ready to do this? Are you like flexing around? Are you
What do you mean by getting ready?
ready?
What do you mean by getting ready? I've been training for this my whole life.
Born ready.
Did you not see me stab that ghost? That was awesome.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was not me speaking. That was out of Genie game talk.
Sorry. Then I don't answer with that
That's
silly
fine.
voice, but I use the same words.
No, it's perfect. If Udrik says, you want oil for fighting?
Oh, that'd be fun.
What does the oil of Saprinus do?
I assume it makes things.
Udrik just has like a flask of like lamp oil, but he'll go over it and he'll like oil you up like a Spartan, like a warrior of gold. You know?
Oh, is that? All right, let's do this.
All right, cancer approved.
Newly shimmering and shiny, your skin as moist as it's ever been. You prepare yourself to strike through these stumps. A test of skill. Go ahead and make me that weapon attack roll, please.
Okay.
A 15. You break 3 of the 5 stumps. They come slicing off first with ease and then finally with like difficulty, and you chunk the blade into the 4th stump, but it will not break.
Stone. This is stone. I would have had this.
As you strike the blade, you feel a sense of failure. You know that this has not passed the test. Your deity is disappointed. A true warrior does not fail this test. The blade turns rusty in your hands. It is not but a single serrated blade.
Can somebody else try, or is it just for?
Do you wish to try?
So druids have kind of a dumb thing where they can't handle metal things. But what if I cast like Shillelagh on
You want to cast Shillelagh on the
handle
rusty
end of
sword?
it, and then I like
Grease it back up.
If you were worried about the taboo of handling iron, you're pretty sure that would violate it. If that's not your thing and you don't care about taboos, then like I don't know.
I mean, I'm a fire druid, so like I kind of don't give a shit about wood. Like I actively enjoy burning it. So
Up to you.
okay, I'm just making sure like it's not like restricted to just default in the class. I can try it.
In
Hang on,
5e, there is no restriction, I believe, to handling iron or wearing iron in druids. I'd have to
There's-
double check, but I'm pretty sure that's an older edition thing.
Okay.
Udrik, quick, grease him up.
I think basically what it is, they gave you proficiency in everything that isn't metal. So you can literally
Basically. Well, my idea was if the sword have like a scabbard, I'd swing it with the scabbard shillelagh or something, try to break through.
No, it was simply resting as it was inside the shrine. There is no scabbard. It's a simple folded blade.
Fuck it.
Now
Why not?
rusted and serrated.
I'll try it.
All right. You pick up the rusty blade. 2 stumps remain.
Okay. So I assume like it doesn't have a wooden handle on the end or anything. It's iron through and through.
So the way blades are made, there's like the blade, and then there's like that little piece of metal that goes into like the handle, right? I think. We could say that it's like a wooden handle for the sake of the fiction, make you happy, and like
I just want to know
avoid
if
the
you're
taboos.
gonna let me shillelagh the back end of it to
You
use
may
this in a dumb way.
absolutely create a shillelagh if you would like.
Okay, I'm absolutely gonna do that
All right.
just to be dumb.
You create a
I will
shillelagh
spend the
out of the
resources.
hilt of the blade. You grasp it as best you can, avoiding the rusty metal, and you go to town on these stumps. Please make me a weapon attack. There's a 12.
You want one?
That does break 2 stumps.
Oh,
This
okay.
rusty blade is not pleased. As you swing it, the hilt is fine. It's magic. It's a shillelagh. It breaks the stumps. The metal that you're like pointing towards you now, kind of, shatters on impact. The rust flying. You briefly feel a presence nearby you. A just out of the corner of your eye, like a shadow. You are certain there was someone or something there. But the blade itself breaks into rusty metal pieces, shattered upon the ground in front of you, and you feel nothing, as if this did not pass the test.
Guys, I don't think I was using this right. Are we supposed to be holding it like that? I've never really used these before, you know? Like,
You know, convention says pointy end out, but you know what? You do you, brother.
well, it's broken now, so I guess that's beside the point. Are we good to move on? This is kind of dumb.
Yep.
Cool.
All right.
Oh, hey, look, a clover.
Ooh, yeah.
All right.
All right.
Next thing we're doing, guess it's gonna be Clarence.
All right, Clarence.
Moving
Where will
up
you take
to-
us? You have 4 points left this day.
Gonna move the hex to. I want to check out the ocean. Check out the beaches.
Oh, you're gonna check out the beaches. You leave a lot of the grasslands behind you to find the kind of rocky coastline of this part of the land beyond the mist. You see that this isn't particularly highly elevated this far north of the landing, but the rocky coast tends to have high cliffs and large drop-off points, little caves and alcoves. You walk along the alternately sandy and rocky and grassy beaches, and you attempt to take in the salty smell of the ocean. But as you arrive here, having spent our 1 exploration point, I want you to roll me a D100 and see if you were accosted upon the path. A 96 out here in the grasslands. Let me take a quick looky-loo and see if that is bad.
Oh, hey, it's an ice cream truck. Great.
Master encounter table says
Dude,
96.
I would love an ice cream truck.
Oh. You are walking through the grasslands heading towards the coast when visions kind of dip at the sides of your periphery. You turn your head looking for them, but each time you're about to like see what is there, they fade from sight. These apparitions actually will start to take form, though, because one of you is marked. You have failed the swordsman's test. As you guys are accosted by these visions, you slowly keep walking, but unfortunately, Agni, for you, they stick around a little longer. They keep following you. You're bothered by them until eventually you come face to face with an old, graying swordsman. He is opaque and ghostly, and he stares at you from next to a rock, his blades drawn and anger fresh in his face.
Are you sure I'm the one who failed the test?
He wordlessly points to you, and he draws a blade.
Okay.
What do you do?
Do any of us see it?
As he draws the blade and looks at you, yes, you will eventually see that he coalesces into this shape as well.
I kind of want, like... I'm sorry, the first thing that came to mind was so random, but I'm gonna do it.
Okay.
Do it. Do it. Go with your gut.
Go with my gut. My gut is in strange places today. I think, you know the chicken dance? I think Agni just, like...
Give me a performance check of this chicken dance.
Psychological warfare. I love the psychological warfare.
18.
That is an 18! Oh my goodness, that's reasonably good. Okay. The bladed figure looks at you, and he sees you doing the chicken dance. He looks, and he utters, "You're such a fool." And he sheathes his blade and stares, and then he reaches out as if like with a pen, and he draws, and even though he doesn't touch you, your forehead starts to have a little tattoo painted upon it. It brands you a fool for all to see, and he dissipates, leaving you to face the knowledge that you are marked forever a fool. You will have -2 to all charisma-based checks going forward from the mark.
Great. I'm just gonna like reduce my charisma by 2. Is that cool, or just checks, not saves?
It's checks, not saves. But
Okay.
if you would like to, we can go with that. I don't mind.
Shall we just reduce my charisma by 2? Let's just say that.
Sure.
All right. I've now got 8 charisma, so I got -1 to everything. Very good. Oh. Hey
Clarence is
guys,
writing down,
like my new tat.
Clarence writes down, "Don't fail tests, you become a fool." Oh boy. Yep.
All right.
That was cool.
Well,
Beef sucks.
party, you are accosted by this ghost, but the jester-like dancing of your companion seems to have dissipated whatever threat may have been caused, and you find yourselves upon the coastline of Antrim out here. You've been led here successfully. What will you do now that you're here? I believe we've had everyone but Grumpus, was it, lead, or was it Udric we're missing?
I led heading into the town a while ago. I think I'm back up again.
I think we're back up here, yeah.
Yeah, Grumpus, what are you gonna do
we're-
now that you're here?
We're gonna explore.
Yeah, Shimmer
We're
Stones.
here. That's the whole reason we're here.
That's the whole reason you're here. We're gonna do a discovery roll. All right, you explore the hex, looking to discover what is inside here at the coastline. Tell me, Grumpus, how do you handle this search?
There's gonna be a lot of poking and prodding. We're at the beach, right? There's not a lot of things. There's no structures. I got a spear. I can poke
Or
stuff.
are there?
All right.
Our structures, we
You
investigate
follow the
structures.
coastline, spear in hand, poking and prodding at all that you can find, especially sea urchins. Those are always fun to prod. As you do, please roll me a D100 and let us see if you run into anything in particular. That
Something.
is a 74. Excellent. Let us look at our encounter table here.
Mermaid.
All right, as you are poking and prodding through the grounds, you are suddenly accosted once more by spirits, but these ones seemingly not of the swordsman variety. Something else, something simpler. Roll me a d10, please, and let us see who is surprised, if anyone.
Oh, should we all roll d10?
No, only the leader, please. That is a 7. I believe that is a neutral. Yes, that is a stalemate. You happen upon the ghostly features at the same time. These figures almost apparate into being around you as you are poking along the grasslands here. As you are marching in order, you see fishermen-like ghosts as they pop into view. You will find that they almost flicker in and out, but as they look to you and you look to them, they get out only one word before bearing hooks and knives, and that is poachers. I want each of you to roll me initiative. As I pull out my monsters. Here we go.
I yell back at them. I love poached eggs. Alrighty, these creatures, you are not surprised, they are not surprised. We just roll in. Alright, as you stare down these creatures, these visions of people past or perhaps present, they cry out, "Poachers!" And Uldric, you are the first to react. What will you do?
Udric, not surprised, but somewhat concerned to see more ghosts here. Goes back. I'm not a poacher. What is a poacher? And then he will Eldritch Blast the nearest ghost. First, he will move over to here and then just straight line blast that one.
All right, go ahead and roll me an attack roll here as you attempt to blast this ghost. As a 20, that will hit. Your rippling energy rips into this creature.
And as he attacks, he's always kind of subconsciously touching the urn that his genie sort of resides in, sometimes intentionally for spells or attacks, sometimes kind of just, subconsciously like a comfort thing. But it kind of comes out with a sort of wrathful energy. Yeah, there it is. 8 damage.
All right. You deal 8 damage to this creature. It recoils, a gasp coming out of it, and it looks directly into your eyes, even deeper hatred welling.
There's a slight crack of thunder as the Eldritch Blast hits. The genie's energy contained within sort of popping out at that last moment. And that is his turn.
All right. Agni, it comes to you. What will you do?
Okay. So there are 3 of these doofuses.
Indeed.
I think that what I'm gonna do is bonus action. Wait, let me see how far away am I. All right, I can do that. Yep. So bonus action, magic stone, several of my sling bullets. And then with an action, so then I'm gonna move, let's say, up here, so that we can get within range. Yep. and I'm gonna go after this guy, the southernmost guy, and I'm gonna sling him.
All right. Give me a roll to hit as you sling your imbued stone. An 18 does hit.
And I would like to break my sling.
All right, you wind up with all of your strength. You stretch your sling to the maximum as you release the, whole apparatus comes undone. Perhaps the shoddy workmanship not able to hold up to the ferocity of your swing. Perhaps your ferociousness just so heroic that it snaps, and it will do maximum damage to this creature. Your sling no longer usable.
Alright, so I assume that it's max on the d6 from the magic stone, correct?
Yes, maximum dice damage. Yeah, you roll essentially.
Yep, so that'll be a total of 10 bludgeoning damage, and it should...
Alright, you bludgeon this creature with 10 damage, and as it strikes, you see it shocked by the ferocity of your attack. The stone rips through the apparition, and it dissipates in front of your eyes. Excellent. With that, the creatures will go next. Shifting apparitions begin to just kind of float along. 20, 25, 30. And they stop right in front of Clarence. And right in front of Agni. The first will reach out its hand, and you realize its hand was once a claw, but now forms into some kind of hook instead at the end, a fisherman's hook, and it critically strikes you, Clarence. The first one dealing 6 plus 9 is 15 points of damage.
I would go down. Yeah. What? Yeah.
Ooh.
Are you instantly, dead because of your wound?
Let's see. No. 6 plus 9.
15 total.
15. My wound is at... brought me to 6.
So
So
go...
you're instantly dead?
Is my hit point maximum
Your
below
hit point
9?
maximum is reduced. Okay, so we need to make a call about wounds real quick here, because I don't think this has happened in the Mist before. So your hit point maximum is reduced by wounds. Should it reduce your threshold for instant death? I'm going to say that instant death is a tough mechanic. I'm going to say the rules as written say lowering your maximum hit dice or hit points would cause you to have a lower threshold for instant death. Because of the nature of the homebrew of this system, I think it might be slightly unfair to constantly be lowering your maximum health and then forcing instant death on players. Gathering wounds is a mechanic in this game that is resource drain but is not meant to kill you. I'm going to say that for the purposes of going to double your maximum hit points, wounds will not count for that. I think that is a fair way to treat it, given what the wounds are meant to represent. Yeah.
So then I am down.
All right. Perfect. I think that is reasonable. You are down on the cusp of death and bleeding out. The second creature also rips out a hand. It turns into a fishing hook, much the same as it tries to claw at you, Agni. We'll try to roll that again. There we go. For a 12. I don't believe that strikes you.
No. AC 16.
Right. At the end of their turn, we're going to make 2 rolls. They have a chance of turning invisible. The one in front of Clarence does not turn invisible. The one in front of Agni also does not turn invisible. Grumpus, you see your kind Wizzy boy fall to the fish-hooked claws of this creature. What do you do?
The only thing I'm supposed to do. Bring him back up with 1 HP.
All right. You lay your blessed hands on the Wizzy boy, and he opens his eyes with 1 HP left.
Not yet, brother. Not yet.
Clarence, you have fallen in combat and been raised back into fighting fit. You are marked by the grave. Going forward, should you fall to 0 HP and then be recovered to fighting shape, you will gain 1 level of exhaustion each time that happens. Your mark of the grave will leave you after a night's rest at camp.
Got it.
If you need more information, I have a player handout for the mark of the grave in the Roll20.
Push up on the ghost
All
to
right.
finish my turn.
Excellent. Which brings us to Clarence. You presumably, I guess, stand up with your 1 HP, but what else do you do on your turn?
I am going to do the thing that is called Thunder Wave right in front of the ghost and not hitting my ally. I can do that.
It is really unfortunate that people successfully argued that it is not an aura effect centered on you, because I used to love that rule. But yes, you shape the magics in front of you. You know them well, Wizzy boy. You've used them before. A thunderous cacophony descends down around the area in front of you as it makes a con save. It fails, taking 6 points of damage and being thrown 10 feet away from the cube, which I think is away from you is this way.
Yeah.
Whoosh, flushed back, and the creature will take. You want him here? Fine.
Sure.
I don't
Either
mind
way,
that.
Fine. I just need to get away. That's all that
And he takes 6 points of damage. Excellent.
You guys got this. I'm gonna chill.
Clarence rushes back away from the combat's fiercest moments, but that brings us back to Uldric. What do you do?
As soon as Clarence went down, Udric began furiously looking in his pack, in his gear, in his little clothes he had for that healing potion that his new friends had just given him. Because he doesn't know a lot, but he knows when someone's dying to give him a healing potion. That little was put into him by his masters, a basic sort of combat technique. Fortunately, Grumpus is able to bring him up, and thus Udric simply looks at the ghost that attacked him and says, "Stop killing my friends," and he'll Eldritch Blast it.
All right. A 19 will hit. For 3 points of damage, your rippling energy shooting through him.
And then Udric will move down here to be between Clarence and the ghost. In case it comes for him again, he will protect him.
All right, excellent. I will bring back this to the mists because I enjoyed it. This ghost, despite not having blood inside of it, is bloodied by your attack. As you move away, Agni, it comes to you face to face with an apparition of your own. What will you do?
Well, man, it's almost like these random encounters are designed to drain your resources. Because I feel like I'm gonna need to use Shillelagh. Oh wait, that's a cantrip. I guess, yeah, because I just happened to get some more resources. I'm gonna have to go scavenge again in the future, but for now, I've got a Shillelagh. So I sort of, well, I guess my sling was destroyed, right?
Correct.
So I just reached back and Shillelagh, and then bonk.
All right. You grasp your staff, breathe your magic into it to once more create a spiked club. And you bring it down with a thunderous miss. The apparition just drifting away from your attack as it swings by harmlessly.
Oh, I'm sorry. That was a quarterstaff. Well, it's
still a
that
1 on the
doesn't
die,
matter,
unfortunately. Yeah. All right. With that, the skulks continue their skulking. The first one that was injured floats its way forward towards Grumpus. It wheezes out, "Death to poachers." And then it will try to strike at you once more. With a 10, its grasping claws feebly are unable to strike at you. The next apparition continues its assault upon Agni, as it once more will attempt to fish hook you as well. Also
No.
with a 10, its feeble attempts not enough. At the end of their turn, the one in front of Grumpus does not disappear, but the one in front of Agni fades into invisibility. Whoosh. Grumpus, it is your turn. What will you do?
To stab the one in front of me
All
and
right.
hope that it takes non-magical damage. Is Roll20 working out?
It might be. I don't see an attack roll.
Oh, here it is.
Aha! You attempt to strike with your spear, but the apparition just floats by, letting your spear just taste the air behind it.
Can I do any offhand attacks with this thing? I know I'm two-handing it. Probably not,
What are
right?
you wielding? Are you wielding a light weapon? A spear, I don't believe, is a light weapon, right?
I just
No.
closed my character sheet. I'm sorry.
not.
So the way that the offhand attacks work is it is a 2-weapon fighting thing.
Okay.
I have ruled consistently that improvised weapons like glass bottles and rocks and shit are essentially light weapons, because duh, right? Or like your punch, right? But if you are wielding an actual weapon, if you are wielding a light weapon in your main hand, you may use a light weapon in your offhand. You may use a offhanded attack, right?
I got a grappling hook.
I don't believe that has the light property. But if you're like a monk or something else, you may take like a martial arts attack.
All right.
Right.
Then with oh my god. I think I'm gonna try and back up. No, I don't want to take the alright, I already used my attack. That's it.
Okay. Sounds good. Clarence, it comes back to you as you have drifted off to the back of this party. What will you do?
He's gonna write about almost dying in his book for a second and be like, "Oh gosh, I gotta get rid of this thing." And I'm gonna fire bolt. Or yeah, it's happening to me too.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, your firebolt also, it does not clear the creature's AC. It just drifts away as Uldric ducks beneath the firebolt, but the creature you are targeting remains unharmed.
I'm gonna walk a little bit further away and put my back to this rock, like, oh gosh, oh no.
Excellent. Uldric, it comes to you. What will you do?
Seeing Clarence hobble back, he will follow him over here and say, "Are you all right, Clarence?"
I'm close to dead, but you know, worse things have happened in the world, I guess.
Yes, death is worse than not death. Here, you should take this so that you do not die. And then I'll just give him my healing potion and Elder Blast the Ghost.
All right. You hand over a potion with a toss and then quickly summon your, rippling wave of energy. Give me an attack roll, please.
As he fires out, Clarence, you sort of feel as if an oven was open next to you. This little bit of just energy, this heat, and then releases.
It is a fire genie.
Excellent. Your Eldritch Blast strikes true. Go ahead and roll me damage. For 4 points of damage, the creature is not feeling great. It is in fact upon death's door, but it continues, trying to kill poachers of the land. Agni, it comes back to you. The creature in front of you has disappeared from sight, invisible to the eye. What do you do?
I get the feeling that if I try to move away, I'm gonna get attacked. Unfortunately. I think, however, so if it was here, I think that I'm gonna step here. I'm gonna risk taking the attack opportunity and step there.
Sure enough, your fears are realized as the creature reappears from invisibility as it attacks, and it will do so at advantage. Its fish hook-like claws raking you with a 23. I can't imagine that doesn't hit you.
That does.
Please take 6 slashing and 2 necrotic damage from its ghostly fish hook.
All right. Now, question: do you do flanking or no?
No. We don't do flanking for conga lines of death. It is a meme, and I enjoy it, but not for mists. Maybe for another game.
Okay. So, still, regardless, I think I'm gonna go after. At least that one's now visible, and I'm gonna go after this one, and I'm going to shillelagh it.
All right.
Does a 10 hit?
A 10 does not. It effortlessly glides away from your shillelagh.
Can I bonus action use my healing potion?
Drinking a potion, I believe, is an action. Let me double check that, but I am almost certain it is.
Not in the new rules that are coming out.
Drinking or administering a potion is a full action.
Damn. Okay, guys. I am really hurt.
All right. With that, the skulks will skulk. Here's a question. This one just got a taste for some fire genasi blood. Does it like it? It does. Oh, baby. It's gonna skulk on over to you. But before it does, we've always treated the other one as first. It will make its claw attack at Grumpus. Grumpus, a spectral fishhook reaches towards you with an 18.
That'll hit.
That hits. Please take 6 slashing and 1 necrotic damage from the skulk.
That puts me down.
Oh, Grumpus
fuck.
falls to the ground, wavering on death's door. But before you have a chance to react to it, a second fishhook attack comes towards Agni, this time with a 21. Please take for me, Agni, 5 slashing and 3 necrotic.
I go down. Kite at them, guys. Kite them.
All right. Grumpus!
Good thing we told each other where all our healing potions were right before the battle.
I mean, you guys know I have 2 of them, so.
Grumpus, you have fallen to death's door and are bleeding out. Please make me a death saving throw.
Get up, Grumpus, get up!
Ooh,
Oh no.
Please mark 1 fail. Clarence, you've seen your friends fall to these fish-hooked hands. What will you do?
Oh. How many? I get 6 squares, right? Is that
Yeah,
correct?
6 squares. And I don't do diagonals. I will let you move a diagonal as 5 feet.
Got you. Okay. Oh boy.
Udric will yell at you, Clarence. He'll say, "Clarence, stay with me, friend. We can defeat them."
Yeah, we can. And I think Clarence is gonna take the shot.
Takes the shot.
Oh, yeah, I'm taking the shot. Please hit. This is horrible.
A 14, your
Yes.
fireball does strike the
At
creature.
this guy.
Yes.
Please. 5.
With 5 points of fire damage, you defeat this apparition. It bursts into a ghastly flame and dissipates from between the fallen bodies of your comrades.
All right. And
One more, guys.
I can't go all the way up, but I'm gonna move a little bit closer. 1, 2, 3. So I'm in position to get up here next turn.
All right. I
And-
like it.
All right.
As you move closer, Udric will yell at you, "Get back, Clarence. Get back. Be careful."
I hear it.
All right. Uldrick, it does come to you as you warn Clarence to be careful. You are up to act. What do you do?
So, Udric sees these ghosts take down 2 of his companions, and he's not a barbarian, but he's a half-orc, so he'll bellow, like in rage, and then he will cast Hex upon this creature. He will pull out what looks to be like a little bundle of grapes, perhaps, and he will hold them up, and he'll just crush them in his hand, and as the slimy juices of what's left of the petrified and eye of Newt that he holds in his hand is crushed, the hex sealed upon this ghost.
Ooh.
Upon the skull.
Very cool. You have hexed the skulk.
And then he will move around to here, the other side of the rock, change the angle of attack, and Eldritch Blast.
All right, you have hexed this creature. I do actually need to know, when you hex this person, what ability check does it have disadvantage on?
I think he would probably do charisma. I don't think he would do anything, but I think he would just try to just break its spirit with his own magic.
You notice that your magic settles on this creature without protest. It could have tried to save, but it takes the hex. It is hexed by charisma, and your Eldritch Blast strikes true, hitting it dead center with a rippling wave of energy. Go ahead and roll me some damage. For 8 points of damage. Excellent.
Don't you get hex damage as well on top of that, or?
Yes, the hex was 4, the Genie's Wrath was 2, and then the roll itself was 2.
Got you. Okay.
And a low rolls on all of the ends here. But he will rage and shout at this thing and says, "You will not kill me.
All right.
I will kill you again."
Excellent. That brings us to Agni. It is once more your turn. Go ahead and make me a death saving throw as you teeter on the brink of life and death. That is 1 success. Please mark it down for me. As the Skulk will continue. The Skulk has been cursed. It has been hexed. It has accepted the hex, but it is going to come for you, my friend. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. It does not reach you. But it will continue drifting until it is face to face with you, Uldrick, lifting up its fishhook hand, ready to strike. Grumpus, please make me a death saving throw. That is your second failure. Please mark that down. Clarence, your teammates battle life and death on their own while a Skulk comes for Uldrick. What do you do?
I'm gonna be like, "Not today, old friend. 1 for me, 1 for you." Give him his potion. Drink it, you fool.
All right.
Oh, God.
You tilt his throat back, drowning him in magical healing. We don't really know how this works, but it does wonders for you. Go ahead and roll me some HP recovered by that potion.
1d4 plus 1?
Yes, I believe so.
Oh, yeah. There's the roll.
No. Common healing potion, 2d4 plus 2.
Oh, even better. Look at the hero.
How about I roll that again, then?
Go for it. Yep. All right. You have
That's
9.
way more than I actually have.
You like choke back to life. The healing water is filling your lungs, like they do. But you are brought back from the brink of death. Grumpus, you as well are marked by the grave. Every future time that you come back from death's door until the end of a camp, a long rest, you will gain 1 level of exhaustion. Udric, it comes back to you.
As this thing closes in on Udric, he sees behind it Clarence bringing up Grumpus, his party, returning to life, and he will think.
Eldritch kick it.
Eldritch kick it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Agni's dying breath is some dream about a warlock monk, and he shouts, Eldritch kick it! From the brink of death.
I want to play that now.
Technically,
I would absolutely play.
I think we are gonna just Eldritch blast it with all the bit of rage that he has, even at the disadvantage.
All right.
I think pulling out a small dagger wouldn't be his instinct at this point. I think he's in like a that's what he considers a magical duel with this powerful ghost.
Absolutely. Who would forego a magical duel? Ooh, unfortunately, the waves of your power are ineffective in this magical duel. Up close, it's hard to get the right angle as it just floats around like a weird snake.
As he fights, he just circles around to be closer to his allies so that they can watch him fight magnificently.
I like it. Agni, you still teeter on the brink of death. Please mark 1 death failure. With that, the creature will go. The creature is going to reach out its claws and attempt to fish hook our dear boy Uldric. Its claw races forward with a 24. No! Uldric, please take for me 6 slashing plus 6 necrotic damage.
Well, the claw comes in straight into Uldric. But as it comes out, his heart is not there.
Ooh!
Yeah! A best level 1 feature ever.
You fall back for just a moment, blood like draining from your face, and then your relentless orcish blood like kicks back in, thrumming your whole body with energy. You are still standing, ready to fight.
And he roars not in Orcish, not in Common, but in some strange, raspy tongue that no one's probably ever heard before. Agni, you might have heard this.
Daddy?
As you roar and open your eyes, expecting to find your foe, you have found it instead. Disappeared. Vanished and invisible. Grumpus! It comes to you. You have freshly awakened. What will you do?
I yell to Udric, pocket sand! Throw pocket sand! And then I move 5 feet and use Lay on Hands to bring back up Lyoko's character.
All right. You rest your magical fingers upon him, and he is healed. How many points do you spend on Agni?
Exactly the amount that we need.
All right, 1 point for Agni. Agni, your eyes snap open. Your vivid dreams of war monks left behind. You are also now marked by the grave. Every future time you are brought back from the brink of death before a rest at camp, you will gain 1 level of exhaustion. Clarence,
okay, I'm out of. Hang on, I'm out of potions, boys.
Oh.
And then I take 5, 10, 15, 20 feet.
Mm-hmm.
Am I able to do a free action of, like, kicking up some dirt or throwing some dust at the general? Because it was in the square here, right?
Maybe.
Yeah.
Was that the square it was in?
Yeah. No, it's not. It was below him.
Yeah. So I stop and I kick up some dust and dirt if I can do that as a free action to hopefully...
You absolutely can. You kick up as much dust. You're technically on the beach, right? You're traversing the coastline. You kick up some sandy, rocky dirt into the air around you, hoping to reveal a skulking, invisible specter, but unfortunately, in the square in front of you, you do not see it manifest. All
I got
right.
my weapon out.
Excellent. Clarence, it comes to you. The final threat is invisible. What do you do?
From what I remember in Pinpoint now, it could have moved. I saw him kick up space, so I know it's not here. I believe it's still here. I'm going to take a shot at that area at disadvantage if you will allow it.
You
Greg.
may absolutely shoot that particular hex at disadvantage.
All right, that particular hex at
Or
disadvantage.
I guess square, since we're on a square map.
True. Bam.
A 13! You do not know if you miss or if he is not in that square, but you do not strike anything with your firebolt but the rock behind where you are aiming.
Oh no, guys, I don't know. What's going on? Yeah, and I guess I'll end my turn here.
Alright. Udric! It comes back to you. What will you do?
I have a mechanical question for you, Greg.
Sure.
Although I guess I'll probably see you right as I take the action. If I'm ready to attack something once it appears and attacks me, will I still get the attack off if it hits me from the attack? You know what I'm saying?
What?
Okay, I will give you this devil's bargain. If you ready an attack when it attacks, or like when it appears, pick the grid, the grid that it will attack from. If you pick correctly, then you are prepared. You're not surprised by where it comes out. You can ready your attack to move either first. Yeah, we move first. You can make your attack before it resolves. If you choose the wrong square on the grid, you will get your attack, but you'll be acting simultaneously, and you will be attacked with surprise from wherever it attacks from.
Okay, that's essentially what I thought was going to probably happen anyway.
Okay.
Yeah, that seems like a reasonable thing. I'm thinking
Before you pick, let me
probably-
do something.
Yeah, of course. Don't think.
All right, mark the square that it will attack from.
Oh, it's blinking.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna aim for right over here, kind of above me, as it'll move past me, maybe towards Grumpus. And if not, then it'll attack from somewhere else.
All right,
So that's what I'm thinking.
you're choosing that one. All right. You ready
Yeah, we're
yourself.
gonna take a reaction for Eldritch Blast.
All right, you ready yourself. You're gonna be prepared. Agni, you awake from your fever dream, ready, but the creature is invisible. What do you do?
I am going to stand up first of all, and then I'm gonna go and over here in that direction, and then I'm going to take one of my healing potions. Thank you.
All right.
So that is /R 2d4 plus 2. Okay, not great, but hey, something.
All right, excellent. You retreat, drink up a healing potion to prepare. The skulk goes. If this square right here is 1, I rolled a 3. It attacks. Not from your readied position. You are surprised when it appears not where you prepared for, and comes right here to attack. You still get your attack, but it will get to attack you with surprise at the same time. Go ahead and roll your attack. This will crit you, but you will get to do damage to it at the same time.
I'm hoping this is like one of those anime things where we both cut each other in half.
Yeah. It will deal 20 damage to you with the crit.
Oh fuck!
There's no way.
I'm sure that actually kills me.
Hit him!
But let's see if I kill the ghost in the process.
You
Probably
deal 5 points of damage. It's hexed, right? You should get some hex damage.
No, Hex went down with the con save after the other ghost.
Unfortunate. 5 damage will take it to death's door, but not kill it.
Are you dead?
So I'm currently at 1 hit point.
Okay.
My maximum is 8. I'm pretty sure that I actually.
Yeah, you're just auto
Your maximum
dead,
is
dude.
8.
Oh.
Yeah, with no wounds. Unfortunately, not Grumpus, Uldric, our precious warlock, has fallen dead to the hands of this spectral fisherman. Grumpus,
You
it
can
is your.
revivify him though.
Yes. Yes, we can.
True. Which
Come on, build
might
up the
be
tension
important.
first.
Before
Sorry,
we
sorry.
before we ruin the
gotta live.
surprise,
We gotta live.
Grumpus, it is your turn. What will you do?
Do I recognize that I can't lay on hands him? Like, he would probably come off as different, right?
Yeah, I would say so. There's got to be some mechanical difference between being a death's door and like being dead. So yeah, you're a paladin. You should know these things. Yeah,
I'm
you
going
recognize
to-
this.
Move here.
Yeah, Udric's normally green skin and just this pale shade of gray. There's no life force left.
Oh, he's gross.
It's like
He's
the opposite-
grosser than normal.
opposite time.
He's grosser than normal. Oh no!
Oh,
So
God.
much less green.
This is
What?
Boys, we need that scroll, and I hope this works. And I swing at the
Ooh,
ghost.
Oh,
the
thank
20
God.
hits. 7 damage. Your spear pierces the heavens, and the ghost, the skulk, falls dead.
Those dudes.
I
hit so
use the
hard.
butt end of the spear, and I poke Uldric a little bit. I'm like, guys, this is bad. Bring that scroll. And I just keep poking him.
Yeah. I'll like bring the scroll, but like, oh yeah, that didn't work out the way we planned. Well, revive. Let's go.
I like the idea that the way that you conjure the spell Revivify from the scroll, you read it and you're like, oh, it's just one keyword. Revive! Sure enough, the magic of the scroll is unleashed. Magic that you may or may not have experienced before. Powerful magic. It rips through the page, burning into ash in a moment, and like a bolt of lightning from the heavens, you see Uldric's eyes spring open. He is brought back from the grave entirely. You live, despite having died. You have died and been revivified. You are marked by the grave until the end of the adventure. When you return to Antrim, you will be able to rest. But the grave has marked you more permanently than it would just at death's door. You also may or may not bear a memory from beyond the grave. I want you to roll me an intelligence saving throw.
Intelligence. Oh, this is my worst save. This is beautiful.
All you need is a 20. Nope, not that.
Before, unfortunately, whatever knowledge lies beyond the gates of the living stayed in that land. You are unable to bring it back with you. But
As Udric lays it. Sorry, go ahead.
but you live once more. Is all I was gonna say.
I'll say, as Udric like lay there dying, and Grumpus and Clarence and Agnew will kind of gather around. You guys would have seen a little wisp of the blue genie smoke start to like leak out of the vessel, the urn, almost as if like a cup overflowing, and For a moment, the blue mist began to turn black, and you kind of get this chill in your bones. This dark feeling as Udric's life of seclusion is something that he bears with him. This urn, this genie, it's more than he knows. This is something deep.
Excellent.
God, oh, that was awful, guys.
That was awful. What?
As
the
Agnes
hell?
like got fire and he's like shoving it into himself, casting Cure Wounds.
These little ghost dudes, I don't know. They don't like me. They seem to hurt a lot. I don't know what the freak. It's freaking annoying. But whatever.
we should get going back to Ansham.
I think that's a great
maybe
idea.
We should sleep. I don't know.
Well, we should probably search this hex, scavenge this hex first. This area that we're in, and then we can head back. But first, did they drop anything? Because the last time the ghost dropped a needle.
They sure did. The places
Yeah.
the skulk stood. You realize these apparition-like creatures are not true ghosts. They're some kind of corporeal being. And while their corporeal body is rapidly breaking down in front of you, you notice that it leaves behind little bead stones. These stones seem valuable, worthwhile even, and they are touched by the ethereal plane. Go ahead and roll me 5d8 plus 10.
Oh, it's exciting. 36.
You find an additional 36 gold worth of these beads.
Oh, yes. This is good. This is what we wanted. All right. Guys, find me some Shimmerstone and we can get the hell out of here. This place is more dangerous than I thought. You thought all to see the water be bad. Oh, my gosh.
Remind me, because my brain has been wrapped up in this fight for a while. Was that encounter on a movement or searching? We were searching,
That was a
right?
movement.
Poking
Oh,
with
yeah.
a stick.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
All right. I need you
still in
to. I need you to make me a perception or investigation check, Rumble.
I will help with investigation if that's happening. If I can.
Investigation's happening, yes.
Okay.
All right.
So I have proficiency. I will help you.
So an advantage.
Yes.
Uh,
No.
So, point of order, real quick, as my brain was not activated fast enough. When you are party leader, your roles are your own. The assistance thing can be done on like role play and skill checks when we're in a situation, but the like party leader roles are just their own. There's going to be no
Good news, I
assistance on them.
failed.
Even with the assistance, though, you do not, unfortunately, find anything of note other than sea urchins and skulks while poking around the coast.
Gosh, skulks. Okay.
Oh, hey, I need those sea urchins for a druid spell.
Do you really? That'd be funny as hell.
You didn't need to know that.
Are there any newts around?
Are there any nukes?
What?
Newts. N-E-W-T. Newts.
Newts. Are there any newts around? I don't know. I believe we're back to a new party leader, and I think all four of you have led this day? Question mark. So you have, I believe, 3 exploration points left. Would you like to attempt to scavenge for
go for it.
newts?
Yeah, we're here on the beach. I think it's reasonable to look around for some stuff.
I
Scavenge
think
out
it
maybe
is
some fish-
perhaps
maybe some
very
fish.
reasonable that newts may exist on the beach. But it is very possible
Also,
you might
kinda
miss them.
hungry.
Huh?
Yeah. Also, Udric's kind of hungry. A couple days ago, he had a really nice meal, and he's been feeling kind of hungry ever since.
All right.
So some fish,
Can we get some rations?
some
That'd be
crabs,
good.
maybe a seagull he can blast.
So are you scavenging for rations or for spell components?
Well, a newt being a lizard is technically both.
All right. All right. Mechanically, which one would you like to scavenge for?
I think mechanically he'd probably go more for rations.
For rations. Okay. You can always scavenge for rations, but there is never a guarantee in these lands that you find them. As you search for them, give me an investigation, intelligence, or survival wisdom check as you search for the rations here on the coast.
Are you an outlander?
I am a hermit.
Okay.
Is a hermit. This will cost an exploration point, which I believe brings us down to 2 for the day.
So, investigation.
That is a success. You are able to find food to eat. You do not find the newts you are looking for, but you do find a small school of fish. And you manage to, either with genie magic or perhaps accurate spear fishing or some other way, catch enough fish and fill enough of your water skins with like fresh water that's leaking down into the ocean from a small stream, and you all can remark your rations back up to the maximum total of 3.
Nice. Oof. All right, guys. So we kind of are hurting in terms of resources. Do we want to start heading back towards Ansham, maybe?
Hear me
Yeah,
out.
I'm down the short rest first, though.
We know where a satyr lives.
Well, he
Well,
left.
no, he disappeared. Technically,
We have-
right.
We have an idea of where a satyr lives with lots of food and the ability to make us feel good.
That's a
No,
chance.
but then he stole
Yeah,
our
we
food.
go back to lunch.
I don't think that makes any sense, guys. Because he disappeared technically, according to what Greg said.
Either way.
There's no guarantee that we're gonna run into him again.
At this point, with all of us on death's door, I think we take the straight route back that we came. It's familiar.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's the shortest way. And
Yeah.
how many points do we have left?
We have
You have
2.
2 left this day.
We
Well,
could
in that
go back.
case,
We could go
we're
back.
gonna have
the
to
manor.
camp. We're gonna have to camp at the manor then. Yeah.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's go to the
Okay.
manor. We have at least a semi-safe spot, and
Okay.
we'll go
Yeah.
to Ansham tomorrow.
All right, you return to the hex of the manor, I believe. As you do so, who is our leader as we make this travel movement? It's kind
I
of
have an
group-
idea.
Huh?
hmm
I have an idea. So we have 2 points left. One of them being used right now for movement. Right?
One of them is being used currently for movement. Yes.
I know we have to do a movement encounter and all those things.
Uh-huh.
But boys, I've got an idea of what we should do with our final point while we
Sure.
camp here.
Why don't you
fast.
hold on to that idea? We'll have you be our party leader for the next phase. I think Leova just went, so Vezel or Lyoko, one of you. Who is our
I can do
leader?
it. It's fine. I'll do it.
You want to do it? Okay.
You guys know me. I like to roll hundreds.
Go ahead and roll me that D100, please.
All right.
That is a
Okay.
24. That is a calm day with no unusual encounter. Despite the ghostly apparitions that haunted you amongst the coast, you find your return to the familiar sights of the grasslands and the manor house and accompanying village relatively easy and undisturbed. It is late in the day, evening once again, much like when you first arrived at the manor. But this time, it sounds like Rumble has an idea. Or not Rumble Roar, but Grumpus. Grumpus the Wise, what is your wise idea with our last exploration point here?
Can we spend all the exploration point to find a bunch of materials to bunker down the manor a bit more? Fix the windows, there's a few doors that are missing due to Eldritch Blast or me smashing through it. We should probably, if we're going to stay in the manor, make it...
I
like setting up
will-
an outpost.
I will. It won't be as safe as setting up an outpost. Setting up an outpost is a specific thing that requires resources. But
Okay.
I like the idea of spending your exploration point doing that. I know you have the ability to get the materials you need relatively easily. There's a whole bunch of buildings, right, that you can take down and scavenge. You spend 4 or 5 hours of your day, probably more like 3 or 4, a whole exploration point, and you will attempt to make yourself safer for the night when you camp. you're leading this building effort. I think I want some kind of construction-based check here. I want you to make me either
Cutting check?
woodcut. If you have woodcutting as an
No,
ability,
just stone cutting, not
It's
wood cutting.
petrified wood. It should be stone
there
cutting.
is petrified wood. Are you proficient in stone cutting?
Yeah.
He's got stone cutting.
No, but I'm proficient in axes, and I'm a dwarf. Does that not count?
Fine. All right. I will give you a stone cutting check. We'll call it strength, and we'll give you your proficiency.
All right, that's 1d20 plus. Does that include the strength bonus or just the prof?
So you get the bonus from your strength. So if you had like 20 strength, it'd be +5 plus your proficiency. So it'd be like +7.
Yeah.
Plus.
A 14. That is a success. I will say, for the purposes of one night and one night only, your camp roll is going to be a 50 or less. So I'll have you roll a 1d50 when you bed down for the night. You board up the windows, you repair holes in the walls, you conveniently ignore the cellar, maybe plaster over that with something, a big rug. But you get yourselves bunkered down as safe and sound as you can be when outside the safety of an outpost or the walls of Ansham themselves. Clarence, I believe you were the only person not to roll during the day. As everyone beds down to sleep for the night, I want you to roll me a 1d50 instead of a 1d100 on the evening encounter table. That is a 7. Clarence.
You'll notice that Clarence is actually freaking out a little bit because ghosts, and we're back in another ghost spot, and he's like kind of sick of ghosts, so he'll get up every hour or two and just 30 minutes to an hour, and like nothing's outside, right? Nothing's crazy going on. Okay, just take another nap, get back up.
Your vigilance pays off as you make sure that nothing accosts you or the party during the night, and it affords each of you a nice night of rest, camping once more in the wilds. So, as before, you may regain spells and class features associated with the long rest. You may spend your hit dice for HP. Please, each of you mark down 1 ration, and all of you who are marked by the grave, except for the revivified one of you, may refresh your mark. It leaves you this evening.
Okay, so we can start up the next day. Would you guys be, since it'd be the same amount of distance anyways, would you guys be willing to go through the northwest one up here?
Sure.
I mean, you were saying the satyr probably moved. Yeah, let's try there.
Alright.
All right.
I guess I'll lead for this first
Sounds
one.
like you're leading the first one. Absolutely. Go ahead and move yourself into that northwest hex. You find yourselves running through less familiar grasses. You find yourselves moving once again kind of through that river in the hex. It will cost you 2 exploration points to move here, but you are kind of doing the same thing you have been, wandering through unmarked trails and roads that haven't been traveled in some time, stamping down knee-high grasses, fording the river in a different spot. As you go ahead and roll me a D100.
Alright, baby. Come on, 100. Let's see what the boss of the plains biome is. Okay, 32.
A 32. Let us see what that is on a table
Satyr
here.
part 2.
Satyr part 2. Satyr part 2.
You find good weather. The air is clean and the wind is refreshing. As you march, the grasses almost seem to like favor your feet. Everything goes so well, in fact, that you feel refreshed and easygoing. As you march, you are refunded 1 exploration point during your
guys.
travel.
Nice.
Would someone be willing to scavenge so I can get some more clover?
I'm scavenging for materials though. So
Okay.
I haven't
Oh, that'd
stopped
be great.
looking
That'd
for
be
clover.
helpful for me too.
okay, let's scavenge for well, if there's shimmer stone, I want to find that super badly because I need it for my purposes. Or if we can't, wood is fine or whatever else we got.
You're going to scavenge for materials in this square. Absolutely. You are in the grasslands. This is a little bit harder of a scavenge check just in the middle of the grasslands. But go ahead and tell me how you're looking for it.
So, Clarence is familiar with certain things, and he knows where to find bedrock. He knows where, like the harder parts of the grasslands would be before it hits like the river, and you can know.
It's like
that's how-
Minecraft before.
He's
Yeah,
played
Minecraft.
Minecraft. All right, yeah. Minecraft huge in the Empire, right? A gnome invented it recently. It's taken
Yeah.
it by storm.
Big hit.
Yeah, yeah.
All the cool kids are playing it, but the old school guys are like, this is kind of stupid. So yeah, he's doing a bit of that, and hoping to find some kind of material that would be useful for the city.
All right, well, Clarence, why don't you, since you know where to go, this is about kind of nature, right? Finding the right
Heck
spots.
yeah.
Go ahead and give me a nature intelligence roll as you look for... You
18.
look for cool stuff. All right.
Cool.
Well, let me mark here. You are going to find exactly what you're looking for. The hard place where stone meets river. Sure enough, on this river hex, you find where the river has moved recently. And by recently, we probably mean in the last 100 years, but on the time scale of this place, fairly recent. And it is cut through the like kind of shoreline, and you see places of broken stones. They're still large. They're smooth by the water that has flown past them. But where these hard stones have kind of been broken by the shifting river, you see that they are big enough and probably useful enough that they could be used in Ancham's like reconstruction. If you were to spend one exploration point worth of time, you could harvest these
Yes.
stones, about
Yeah.
60 pounds worth, to bring them back to Ancham.
Yes,
All right.
I
done.
cannot carry anything.
I can carry enough. I
You can
got.
carry
call,
60
we'll call.
pounds? Let's go!
Yeah.
Buff?
I'm gonna be encumbered, but that's gonna be
Okay,
fine.
all right. So we are encumbered. That is good to know. Thank you.
I
You
also think we should.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
We don't have to be encumbered. We can put it all in the urn. You just give me a sack of rocks. I hop inside, drop it off, and come back out.
I'm gonna have to
Okay, but
look
then you can't
into
do that again
the.
this day.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
have to look into
I
the
won't
genie's
abuse that either.
urn because
Mhm.
that seems a
Yeah,
little.
it
It
can
seems
be-
a little wild that you get a once per day portable hole.
It's
Well, but
not
part of it
technically-
is that it's only once per day. So
I
Well,
understand,
it's
but it
like,
also like bypasses mechanics. I'm not saying I'm not allowing it. I'm just I will, for prosperity's sake, I will allow this now, but I'm going to look into the genie, and there is a chance that, or the genasi, there's a chance that the bottle might have some changes in the future. But
Mhm.
Yeah, look into the Genasi. Definitely look at the genie. No.
All right. Either way,
No, that's totally fair and it makes perfect sense. It's
Yeah.
kind of a campaign focused on the resources and survival and rations and stuff. That kind of breaks a lot of the mechanics. So that makes perfect sense. Yeah.
all right, so you spend a few hours hacking at stone, pulling it with pulleys out of the river, finding the useful bits, leaving the bits that are not. It takes time and effort and sweat, but eventually you get a huge bag full of giant rocks that Aldrich squeezes into his bottle like a Santa Claus of bad kids, you know. But eventually, you find one stone that you can return to Ancham with.
yay!
All
Rumble,
right.
would you be interested in exploring this hex before we leave?
We're really pushing it at this point, is what I will say.
I mean, do you have the luck of the dice?
Not today. Have you seen my rolls?
Okay, yeah, sure. Do we have enough movement points to go across the river, or have we already done that?
We already did the
Right.
river.
You
We
have already
one-
crossed the river, and you have
Yeah.
3 left after being refunded 1 by the good weather.
So we can either get
We can
to
explore
Antrim,
or
or
walk,
we could
yeah.
explore. Come, you know.
Grumpus starts walking home.
All right. You spend your exploration point making the last track all the way to Antrim. There's still a few miles between you and the city gates. Please roll me 1d100 to see if there's anything waiting for you inside of Antrim's.
It's lower
All right,
than
boys.
90. Just
we
lower
go.
than 90. It's all I. Oh, ooh.
A 65.
Almost
Fortunately for you, the hexes immediately next to Antrim have a different table. So let's see what a 65 gets you.
Just some wolves, some regular wolves. We can train them. They become ours.
Hopefully, it's more interesting than that.
Satyr.
Nah. That'd almost be like a redundant.
Nah, it'd be fun.
Roll me a 1d35, please.
Oh,
Ooh.
14.
A 14.
sounds good. That's good.
You, friend, are going to find yourself face to face with the dead bodies of gnolls. These aren't gnolls like you've seen before, back probably beyond the mountains. Gnoll is probably the best way to describe them. They are hideous creatures, twisted, still humanoid, still vaguely canine, but they are abominations of tooth and claw, feather and fur. They look like twisted creations of something. And there lies a whole pack of them dead at the, outskirts of Antrim. There's at least 16 bodies here, in, full regalia, as if they were on their way to attack the city itself. But here they lie dead at your feet.
Is there any indication of what attacked them? Does Antrim have a town guard that does that sort of thing?
You definitely are a city full of adventurers. Each of you at various times have walked the walls. But you would think that
We would have heard about this, right?
This would have been heard about, yeah. If it had happened at least before you left.
Is it
2 immediate
claw
thoughts.
or sword that killed these things?
Give me a investigation check, please, Mr. Clarence.
Yes. Clarence puts on his glasses, begins to look like a nerd again.
Yeah.
Just-
Can Udric help him look? He's
Would it be a medicine check rather than investigation?
I will allow medicine. Yeah, if you are proficient in medicine check is totally acceptable. Yeah.
Okay. I'll do that then.
Ooh.
A 22 with assistance. You will notice that these things have been felled not by claw nor sword. They seem to have been felled by poison.
Oh.
Huh, are there marks as in they've been slashed with poisoned weapons, or
No,
Probably ate something bad.
their body has shown signs of poisoning. Their veins are bloated and black with little spider web traces through them. Their skin is a kind of, they're twisted abominations, but to the careful eye of the Clarence, our resident nerd, he notices it to be a little bit tinged yellow, pallid. These creatures suffered from poison before they died. In fact, it would be the cause of their passing.
Yes, Grumpus.
do we
We're
see
looting.
food?
We're looting,
Well, okay, yeah, you can loot if you. Yeah,
And
sure,
2,
go ahead.
do we want to use our scroll of Speak with Dead right now to find
I was
out what the
thinking
hell
about
they're
it.
up to?
But do you guys speak hyena?
I don't think it's worth it, but I am curious if there's the source of the poison nearby.
What did you say they were? Did you say they were goblins?
No, no.
For the purposes mechanically of stat blocks, they are gnolls. But these are not gnolls as you know them. These are twisted creatures. Humanoid for sure, but they are bestial in various ways. Horrors of feathers, fur, teeth, and talon. No two of them are exactly alike. Each of them twisted in different bestial forms, still remaining human.
Clarence will relay to the party. We could. Oh, go ahead.
We could maybe save it for like a higher, some dead noble somewhere, a ghost of a king or something.
Yeah.
We come across a tomb. There's gnolls. They might say, "We come to attack Antrim" or something. I'm sure it'll be useful in some way, but maybe there's a bigger.
Let's not do it. Let's not bother with that right now.
Okay.
I will take one of these bodies back with us, though. I want to know why are they so different from our gnolls, and I'm going to be experimenting upon it, figuring out the things upon its body and the poison. So yeah.
In the meantime, though, Greg, before we leave, I'd like to look around and see is it was there food poison perhaps, or was there a poison drinking source nearby that killed them, or
yeah,
how
go
the poison
ahead.
got into
This
them.
this is an investigation check. Go ahead and give me one of those.
Okay.
I'll help you.
All right, I will do that with advantage then.
13. You know that their food is fine. They had water skins, and you test them, and they are just fine. Those are clean water skins. You know that there's no puncture marks or wounds. It seems that they did not ingest this from food or drink, but from other sources, you don't see anything that might have caused it other than those things.
Could we cut open their chest, the chest of one of them, or their lungs? Was it breathed in poison maybe?
You chop open their lungs.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell. These are maddening creatures. Could their lungs be different than normal? You're not sure.
Maybe. Okay. Well, interesting. So, but it seems to indicate perhaps a magical source of poison. Okay. I suppose. Did they have anything else of interest on them? I guess we loot them.
Go ahead and roll me 10d8.
Who was leading the movement here?
I think that's me.
Yeah, that's you. Mm-hmm.
Come on, big money.
That is 41 additional gold worth of valuables. Their valuables are kind of nasty. They've got a few feathers and trinkets and stuff, but for the most part, we're talking about armor, weapons, arrows, things like that you're going to scavenge and bring home with you.
I don't have any plate mail or other things that would be more valuable to be used than sold.
No.
Okay.
Do they have hand axes or hatchets, little small axes maybe?
Yeah, they're not of great quality. These are half forged stonework, rusted. These are more valuable as their base components than they are as proper weapons. You would be better off using something in town.
One last thing before we leave, I guess. Do we know or have we heard of any prominent adventurers or adventuring groups that like to employ poison for dealing with enemies?
Not that I've heard of.
Okay. Well, I'm just on the off chance that maybe there are NPC adventure groups.
No NPC poisoners that you know of.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess let's just get home then, huh?
Just a question, Greg. What does the area smell like? Sniffing the air. What does it smell like around here?
Wet dog?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
I suppose, do we have an idea of how long ago this happened?
Yeah, that medicine check was really good. Clarence, you'd think this happened a week, maybe 2 ago, but not recent, but no longer than that. It hasn't been months and months.
Okay. Huh.
Well, they were already dead before we left.
Yeah, definitely. Huh. Alright, well, I suppose people should be cautious on the outskirts of Antrim for a mass poisoner. I don't know.
Alright.
Oh.
Alrighty.
with that, you leave behind the war party of gnolls, and you return safely within the gates of Ansham. Your adventure has come to an end successfully. Congratulations to all of you. I'm going to add up your gold, your experience. We're going to split up some treasure after the fact, let you know what becomes of that farmhouse and manor. Before I do, though, I'm going to turn the floor over to all of you. Go ahead and give us a shout out where we can find you, what you're doing on the internet, if you got anything cool going on, or just give yourself a little narrative exposition, what you did in town, whatever you feel like. The floor is yours while I do some maths and crunch some numbers. Why don't I start it with why don't we start it with Rumble? I know you stream. You got shout outs for sure.
I stream right there, twitch.tv/RumbleRoar717.
Nice.
I've been playing a whole lot of Tetris recently. I got plans to get a grounded game going. We've been putting in a lot of base building work behind the scenes, so you don't have to watch that bullshit. Yeah, follow me. I do stuff. Hi everybody. Bye everybody. I'm gonna throw it over to Vessel because he's next to me.
Cool. I am Vessel43 playing as Clarence once again. Thanks for coming, guys. It was super fun and scary. I almost, well, one of us did die. Oh, but it was a good time. I love this game. It's pretty fun. Shout out. Going to quickly go to Koibu. I was recently catching up on one of his, I don't know, newer series, I guess. But it's like after the war of Tombs of Scoria and the Empire of Drek. I think it's called that. Empire of Drek is expanding, and it's like mini stories. So that's been kind of cool. And you see the little stories of how Drek's empire begins to shift and grow. I'm only in season 2 that he has so far, or Act 2, whatever it's called. But that's been pretty cool. And other than that, I've been playing Pokerogue a lot because Pokemon Rogue, whatever.
I hate that game so much.
So much. I hate when I get to like floor 100 something and my team is just wrong for the encounter. And you're like, well, time to start over. My bad.
That was a fun 2 hours.
Oh, and quick expose on what Clarence is doing. So he's going to go and like dissect this body, clear it out, show the differences between and make notices between the differences between regular gnolls and these gnolls throughout the town, and explain all the new things that they found across the coast in these hexes. He's going to explain as much as he can to everybody, make sure everybody is well informed, because he is a very big nerd and wants everyone to know as much as he does, even though they can't. But he's going to help a lot. So there we go. That's it for me. I'm going to kick it to Leova. Go ahead, say your stuff.
Thanks for having us here, Greg. Thanks for playing, everyone else, and thanks for watching chat. We all love you dearly. We're glad to be here as often as we can. Udrik, for his part, would probably have a couple days of not quite catatonic shock, but just stealth, more isolation than normal. He would be sort of there would be a vision, I think, of him having a nice meal, not quite a feast as he had with the satyr, but a nice set meal inside of his urn with his master, with his patron, Radvik. And they're chowing down, they're eating. Udrik's perhaps a little more enthusiastic than normal. Radzik would kind of look down at him and say, "Slow down. You'll have plenty more time to eat." And then we'll sort of fade out on that scene. And when we fade back in on the next scene, it's Udrik at the town market, where he will spend his next sessions, downtime activity. But he's going shopping. He has money. He's feeling, in society. He literally died the other day, so he's gonna go on a shopping spree. If you've ever seen one of those movies where a person from the hillbilly or a redneck or a jungle village or something gets a bunch of money, goes to the city, buys all the things, spends triple cost on everything, just kind of throwing their money around, that's gonna be Udrik a little bit, because he doesn't know how much things cost. He doesn't know that a dagger costs 2 gold instead of 1 gold or 5 gold.
Sounds
So
like
he's gonna
somebody's
just-
going carousing, is what they're really doing.
Absolutely, he's gonna carouse
All
so
right.
hard.
I think has everybody's okay. Give me a quick shout out, Kimyoko,
Sure.
and then
I was
I'll
just
jump
gonna
in.
give a quick shout out. I think that Agni has gotten back to town with an idea for yet another subscription service. With all this experience that he's got, racked up interacting with the supernatural and the ghosties, I think he's going to start a service called Boo. It'll be investigating any ghosty problems that people have.
All right. You're gonna be too busy to adventure at some point. You gotta manage all your new companies. All right. Well, I want each of you to take home 319 gold pieces. 319 for your magnificent looting of the excuse me, of the magnificent looting of the manor and everything else. I also want you to take home 310 XP each. I will also notice.
Just enough.
I'm
Nice.
sorry.
I think just enough for level 1. Perfect amount. 300 XP.
Excellent. I will also build your attention to Ansham. You have brought home 1 stone to add to their resource stores that is available in their storehouses, as well as 2 food, because now that the manor is clear, the ghosts dealt with, the farmhouse in that hex is now available to turn into a farmhouse, and it requires very little setup. You do not have to pay the cost for it. Now that it is cleared, people will go create that farm for you. So 2 food and 1 stone added to Ansham's resources. Before I hand out the items, I want to ask, I was not tracking specifically which potions were being used in combat. Of all the potions that you were healing yourselves with, were any of them one of the 2 that were found in the... yes. Just 1 or both?
Just one.
Just
one.
All right, so there's 1 healing potion up for grabs. Why don't we start with that? Because all that remains is to split up the items that you have found. I want to know who wants a potion of healing. Anyone want to claim it? Looks like
Yeah.
Grumpus,
Yeah.
Clarence,
Who doesn't want
Leo.
one?
All right, everybody, roll
them
me
all.
D100s all around. Let us see who gets it. Highest wins.
Good luck, boys.
Not me.
Not it.
All right, roll. Yeah. Oh,
Ooh,
you got it.
Uldrick. It seems that the potion of healing will go with you. Hopefully, will keep you from needing to be revived yet again.
Yeah.
I think probably when the party is like divvying up the items, the potion on the table, whoever has it sets it down, and like a Ouija board, it just slowly shifts towards Uldrick.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yes, you need Boo.
The next item up is a oil of slipperiness. Would anyone like to lay claim to the oil of slipperiness?
What does that do exactly?
Gives
Uh,
you freedom of movement for 8 hours.
Correct. Yeah, it is in the what do we call it? The compendium that you should be able to search on Roll20. It's just a straight by the book thing. Otherwise, here for
Oh, it can also be spelled for grease effect.
yeah, for the benefit of the watchers, I will read it from the compendium here. It is an uncommon potion. This sticky black unguent is thick and heavy in the container, but flows quickly when poured. The oil can cover a medium or smaller creature, along with equipment it's wearing and carrying. Applying the oil takes 10 minutes. The affected creature then gains the effect of Freedom of Movement spell for 8 hours. Alternatively, you can pour it on the ground where it covers a 10-foot square, duplicating the effect of the grease spell in that area for the next 8 hours.
Yeah, I'll roll.
Yeah,
for
that
it.
sounds like a fun item to have.
Anyone with fire?
We roll kind
Yeah,
of item.
right.
All right.
Roll off.
Roll off indeed, it sounds like.
Oh, it looks like Udric got it. Damn.
Yeah. I am rolling.
Not yet. Still got Grumpus.
97!
Oh,
Grumpus does indeed take it. The oil of slipperiness is yours. And our final magic item is a scroll of speak with undead.
Yeah.
Is that
Is it
specifically
speak with
undead or
undead?
speak with dead?
I'm sorry. A scroll of speak with dead.
Okay. Yeah, I'll roll for that.
I'll roll for that too.
All right.
Nope.
Yoink.
All right, Grumpus, enjoy.
Grumpus.
Grumpus indeed takes our scroll. The Revivify scroll was used, and the blade was broken on a failed test. You don't have to worry about the blade's curse anymore, because instead you faced the swordsman and were branded a fool. That gets to be part of your character. We won't discuss what could have happened otherwise. And with that, our session will come to an end. Thank you all for playing. I hope you all had a wonderful time. Watchers, thank you for sticking it out with us. I hope that you enjoyed it as well. We've got another one of these scheduled right around the corner on Monday. They're making me work double time, but I'm looking forward to it, and I hope to see you there. If not, have a great rest of your night, day, week, whatever it is till I see you again, and I'll catch y'all next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.